What's up, everybody? I am here with Jesse Galang, and he is actually lives down the road from me, which is kind of crazy. And he came through one of our affiliates from Oklahoma, but he has been absolutely crushing his game over this last little bit here. And I decided to interview him to show anybody who's maybe just getting started or looking to get started in business, sort of what can happen in your first, 6 months. Or, well, Jesse, how long have you actually been in the business so far?
Well, technically a couple of years, but I never actually really started taking this serious until three months ago.
Right. Okay. So 3 months basically is when
Yeah,
we got after it. So,
basically.
can you give us a little background on who you are and sort of what you're doing for a living now and how you got into legacy builders in the first place?
Well, thank you, Kevin. I'm a carpenter by trade. I've been in the industry for about 8 years now, and I knew that I was meant for something more. I knew that I need to do something different. I knew that working the 9 to 5 was not for me. It's hard work, and I knew that I was conditioned in my mind as a young guy, young teen to work for the rest of my life. But I knew I was meant for something more. So I found an opportunity. I found a mentor, a coach who was willing to take me on and just show me basically how he got out of the trades. And ever since, I haven't looked back, and I've loved life ever since, man.
That's awesome, man. And who he's talking about is Brendan Allen, who's actually someone I interviewed last year. Brendan's down in Oklahoma. Believe he was a welder, and
Yeah.
then he got into our business, learned the sales skills, and then he actually transferred into a sales job. And now he's doing a sales job while he's working his online business as well, which is pretty awesome. So if you want to see Brandon's story, we'll definitely hyperlink it to this as well. But so tell us, what has been your experiences with legacy builders since you started?
Well, ever since I joined, I mean, I've learned the network marketing skills in the online space, but really, what's really changed my life for the better is my daily habits. I'm a completely different person. I used to be all into drugs and smoking a lot of weed, and now I'm reading every day. I stopped watching Netflix. I'm diving down into my learning. I'm learning every single day. I'm challenging myself to become the best version of myself possible.
That's awesome. That's a huge thing. Is number one is we got to limit the distractions.
Hmm.
Everyone goes, it's like putting a supercharger on your car, but having like, you know, a boat anchor tied to the back end. It's like until you get rid of your distractions, which is going to be the weed, the booze, and
Hmm.
friends, like the crappy friends, the toxic friends, the people going nowhere in life, the people that aren't
Hmm.
supporting you, the ones that are trying to tell you that, don't do that and be careful and it's a scam. And it's like, listen, dude, I always my mentor told me, and I've always told everybody else, if you're not willing to trade bank accounts with the person that's giving you business advice, do not take their advice, pretty
Hmm.
much. So
100%.
so the first time that we actually met was at a Christmas party.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it was at a Christmas party, and that was mid-December. So what do you think has been like the biggest motivator for you to like make these changes? And I mean, for a lot of people, it's like, yeah, it looks great. I want to do all this stuff, but to actually put the changes in place and that to raise your standards. What was the thing that really got you to commit to that?
Okay, so I'm really glad that you brought this up because it was sort of a turning point back in December. Like I was mentioning, that I'm tired of the 9 to 5 grind. I'm tired of being controlled. So it was one day for a snowfall. Usually it takes me about 15 minutes to get home. It took me 4.5 hours. And then that was the breaking point. I'm like, if I don't change something now, I'm going to be doing this for the rest of my life. I'm going to be hitting another winter. I'm going to be going home in a 6 hour commute, whatever it is. And I'm just going to be living the life that I know I don't want to live, working for someone else, being there at a certain time. And if I'm not there at a certain time, my job's at stake, right? They tell you when to eat, when to show up, if and when you're going to take a break. I didn't feel right being controlled like this. I knew I was meant for more.
Yeah, I always ask people, I go, what's your favorite part of your job? And if they say going home, like, dude, you're in the wrong job.
Yeah.
Like, if you don't like your ride to work, you don't like your
Yeah.
job, you don't like the people that you work with, you don't like the stuff you do, you don't like the building you're in, you don't like the lunchroom, you don't like anything.
Mm,
Why do you spend a third of your life there? Just because it's
exactly.
the most convenient thing and it's more convenient than actually trying harder and to change your life.
Hmm.
But obviously, that's why you're in our business. And
Hmm.
obviously, I went through that snowstorm as well. And I was sitting in my office here in front of my space heater with my
Oh
feet up.
man.
Love and life. So you've been crushing sales. And that's why I reached out. Is
Mm.
we get these emails and it comes in, it says, congratulations, we've made a sale. And more times than not, it's been your name. So what have you been doing for these past 3 months that have changed from basically nothing to a lot?
Well, I just stepped out of my comfort zone. I mean, that's really all it is. I increased the money I'm spending. I put aside my employee mindset and I started diving in more into the business owner mindset of just not worrying about too much about risking money. I mean, if I continued to do that, I wasn't going to make any progress. And basically, just putting away the mindset of I'm going to make lots of money, and I just really want to help people like myself get out of their jobs as well. The people that I resonate the most with, the people that are basically tired of working for the rest of their lives until they're 65. I really resonate with people like that, and it's just it gives me purpose to be able to help these people, right?
I love that, man. Yeah, this is exactly why I got into this as well. Like,
Mm,
my story, sales and then oil field for 4 months, and just
mm,
I can be replaced at any point in time. Like there's nothing
exactly.
here for me. And then
Mm,
I've always been the type of guy where, I've always been the leader, and you reach out and you help somebody, and it feels good when someone's like, dude, thank you so much.
yeah.
Thank you for what you've done. And it's
Mhm,
like, you don't get that at many other jobs. And one of the things that
mhm,
you said that's super important that I know a lot of people struggle with is the financial aspect of things.
mhm.
Everybody wants to make changes, but there's only two ways to make changes. And there's two ways to get ahead. You either investing in high level coaching and buying different products and services, or you're putting in the time to do the trial and error. Like there's no way around it. Okay. So if you're listening to this right now and you're wondering how Jesse has got from where he is to where he was to where he is now, it's letting go of the employee mindset of like, I don't have enough, so I can't invest. Where what we actually teach you to do is we teach you how to save the money already, save the money on your current taxes, save the money on your daily routines or whatever, how to divert that money back into a business that will then again save you more money. Then you can actually invest your time and energy into there. And like the difference between a job is you do the job, you do the work at a job once, you get paid once. In this, you compound over and over and over again. So with that being said, and we have this compounding effect, what are the things that you're focusing on the most in 2023 in order to get you to your goals?
Well, just to get my name out there, to help as many people as I can throughout the year, and basically just help as much as I can, right? And that's why I focus so much on learning. Is I've always wanted to help as a younger guy, and I learned that I need to develop the skills to be able to help people further in getting to, from where they are to where they want to be.
Yeah, yeah. You put your own gas mask on before you help somebody else, right? That's sort of the rule.
Yeah.
Is yeah, if you can't help yourself, then you're not helping anybody else. So,
Mhm.
what book are you reading right now?
Right now, I'm actually reading The Cash Flow Quadrants by Robert Kiyosaki for the second time. So I just absolutely love it.
Yeah, for
And
the
you
second
can't
time.
read, yeah.
Absolutely. And what have you learned from that that's changed your money mindset?
Mindset, man. Just how you look at things, right? And you can't just look at the numbers and think that it's a good deal. You got to really be able to. It's almost like a different language learning about financial literacy, right? Some people are like, "Oh, I know all about money, but how much have you learned about money?" Right? All they really know is saving money, but really, that's one of the worst things you can do to become financially free is saving all your money.
Yeah, especially with inflation at 7%, because like
Yeah.
unless you're making 7% more at your job, you're going backwards. And a
Hmm.
lot of people they just don't get that. They
Exactly.
think saving money is, everyone said save your pennies, and your
Hmm.
mom said save your money and you can buy your Nintendo when you get enough. And now we're into our 20s, 30s, and 40s, and it's like save your money. It's like no, invest your money.
Yeah.
Find a way to
Exactly.
put your money to work, because money is not the end goal. The end goal, or the goal to begin with, is to find a way to use your money to generate monthly income, enough to make your monthly income, and then to invest that.
Mhm.
If your goal is just to earn a lot of money, you can do that, but if you spend it the wrong way, I always say, I don't care what you make, I care what you keep. I care what's in
Exactly.
your pocket. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Cool,
Exactly.
cool. So, what's your main goal for 2023? What's the thing that you would like to see accomplish if everything were to go your way? What do you want to see at the end of 2023 as far as your finances go?
Well, I would like to be out of debt completely, and that's something that I've been diving into a lot is money management. Thanks to my new coach, Adam Sharon. I currently paid about $10,000 in debt so far, and that's huge for me because I've been in debt for a few years, and that I made more progress in the past 4 months than I have in 2 years. So for me, that's huge. And to be able to put a down payment on a house, because before this business, I always had the mindset hanging around closed-minded people that buying a house is going to be impossible, especially out here in British Columbia and Vancouver, where the prices of houses are just insane. A lot of us just gave up. Like, I'm never going to own a house in my life, and it's really exciting to have that goal back in my life. I'm actually working towards that goal, and I'm going to hit it sooner or later.
Yeah,
Maybe
it's
not
like
this year, maybe not next year, but I'm gonna hit it.
the goal's on the horizon. Like you can
Yeah,
just see it. Like, it's just far, but I can see it, right? Like I
yeah,
know where I need to go, which is half
mm-hmm.
the battle. For a lot of people in this business, it's just showing up every day to something that you care about, and like knowing that you're moving forward, you're actually making progress every day. I know as an employee, when I was working, I was in sales jobs, but still, there's only so far you can go, man. And you can pretty much like do the math. You're like, all right,
Yeah, you can. Yeah,
based on how fast I'm moving now and how old I am and how long I'm supposed to live, like it doesn't take a rocket scientist to figure out, like, okay, at the pace I'm going right now, I'm 37 years old, right? But if I was an employee and I'm making 60 grand a year, and home out here is a million, which is
mm-hmm.
like actually what it
Bonkers.
is
Yeah,
$1
it's
million.
crazy.
You're making
Yeah,
60 grand a year, paying $15,000 in taxes, bringing home 45 and spending 40.
mm-hmm.
So you're saving 5,000 a year. All right, it'll only take you 14 lifetimes to own a house, right? But when you
Yeah,
get
man.
into business, you can really start investing your time, your energy, like setting your DMO. What are you reading? Who are you hanging out with? How are
Mm-hmm.
you spending your spare time? What skills are you learning? And start developing these skills that can compound. And then, I mean, I started 8 years ahead of you.
Mm-hmm.
But there's now 6,000 people on our team, and it's all power in numbers, and it's just
Mm-hmm.
stay consistent, do the same thing over and over again, and get a little better every day. So this is something I ask everybody at the end of an interview. Let's skip ahead 5 years, 10 years. You paid off all your debt. You got your beautiful house. Everything is amazing. What is that one major goal that you want to buy for yourself? Whether it's a car, a boat, piece of land, helicopter. What's that thing, that big dream that you're like, one day I'm going to have one of those?
It's a helicopter.
Yeah, me
I
too.
want my own helicopter. I want to be able to draw it around and, hey man, I'm coming over, kind of
Yeah.
thing. I'm gonna pick you up in my helicopter. Meet me at
Yeah.
the
Just
near landing strip.
land in someone's backyard, right?
Who's
Have
this? Yeah, at
have
a
picnic
party.
on the top of some mountain somewhere or something. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
awesome, man.
Something I really want to do too. It's not real personal, but I've always wanted to give back. I've always wanted to donate to charity and not worry about how much I'm giving. You know
Yeah,
what I mean? There's going to be a certain point in my life where I'm making crazy amounts of money and I just want to give back, sort of thing, right?
absolutely, man. Absolutely. Yeah, heart of gold. That's why you're here. I
I
really
think I want,
appreciate you hanging out, man. I really
yeah,
do.
no worries. This is one thing I want to jump on that something that's really gotten me this point in my life that's really served me well is just believing that you can do it, man. I know a lot of people when I talk to them, they just don't believe that they can do big things. And one of the big things that I've learned from a lot of successful entrepreneurs and yourself, for example, is just believing that you can do it. Once you put aside that you know that you can do it, you'll figure out how, and everything will fall into places. That's
Yeah.
something that's really served me well. Is just believing in myself.
Yeah, man. There's a million ways to get there. If you believe in yourself and you have a good coach, the only limitation is your own creativity, man. And
Mm-hmm.
and one of the reasons why I'm in the position I am today is because someone believed in me before I did.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what I really try to do for you guys. Is I keep harping, believe in
Mm-hmm.
yourself, like just pretend, walk around today like you're the guy you want to be in a year from now, and just watch how your posture changes. Like even right now, man, I'm getting goosebumps, and I'm 8 years into this business, and that's still how I operate, man. Like I walk around like Kevin in 2024, making $100,000 a month, traveling the world, dude. Like I love it, man. I really, really do. And I know you are obviously giving your guys the exact same love. So again, thank you so much for hanging out with me, man. Hopefully we get to do this again. And is there any final words that you have for anyone that's sort of sitting on the fence?
Just get started. I mean, no matter how scared you are, no matter how much you don't know, over 95% of the people that join our team knew nothing about online marketing, and basically a lot of us came from trades and just knew how to swing a hammer. And my philosophy is, if you can learn how to swing a hammer or some tools, or even just learn anything from your other job, you can learn how to do this. You just got to believe in yourself and just get started. That's
Yeah.
all it is.
Just get
Right?
started. Just get started. We got a 7-day trial period. You don't like it, it's all good. But I guarantee you hang around this team for 1 week, you're going to love it here. So thank you so much, Jesse. And we'll see you on the next one.
Thank you for having me, man.